Hey, this is Johnny, and thought I'd take a minute here, actually more than that, a couple of minutes to show you some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way about using the Camtasia Studio. So we're going to do like an intro to a video that I'm doing here, and it is on this drive right here. And we are going to go makeup because it's in the makeup drive, and it's 331. That was yesterday. So we're going to first take the footage that we're going to be using and drag it into our clip bin. Now what I do is I shoot with two different cameras, so I get two different camera angles. So first thing I do is drag the first one into the timeline, and I usually move it up a couple because I want to put music in there and stuff like that. So I put that on the bottom, so I kind of leave that space empty at first. And now I shoot on a green screen, and that's kind of nice. So let's see, that's probably about the time, let's see, about the time they start talking.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you too. What's your company called? Lawyer.
There we go. So here's where our video starts right here, where she says hi. So we can cut that down. We don't need that. Now what I do is I do our visual properties, and to get rid of the green screen, and we come over here to remove a color, and there's our green. Program defaults to green, but you can change it to whatever you want. And I find right around 71 is a pretty good getting rid of most of the green. And for this show I shoot with just a black background. My other shows, I put something back there, whether it's just a regular JPEG or a video or whatever you want on the background. That's what you got going on. So now that we have this one, the beginning of that one, now I come over here, and on this program, you want to save everything. On my computer, this thing crashes a lot. It's probably the computer itself, or I'm doing stuff that's really not supposed to be done on the computer. So, whoops, wrong one. So that's what I like to do, is save it as often as possible. So we're going to call this makeup 03, because I don't know if I did a 02 or not, but now we're safe. So there's our makeup 01-03. So now we have our first camera angle. Now we come over here, and we go to 6:1, 6:17. Now this would be our second, because it's a totally different number. So we pull that into the timeline, pull that upstairs. Now, I use two different cameras, and for some reason they do something different each one. This is a full screen. This one, I have to make 150 for it to fill the screen. I don't know. So now we've got green screen, we've got the wall. So to get rid of the green screen, or get rid of the wall part, what I do is I come up here, and I get rid of that, and I get rid of that, and hopefully the people can get rid of this, and the people aren't going to be going outside this line. Now if you come back over here, what you can do is you can make this bigger, and now they kind of fill the screen. So now we want to get rid of that green screen as well, and you come over here, move the color, and it automatically defaults to what the other guy already did. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea. So now we've got two different camera angles. We got this one here, got that one there. So now we already know where this one started, so we move this one out of the way, and let's see where this one started. For a half an hour.
Where should I put my hands? Is this good?
Let's see if this is about where she started.
Hi,
That's where she started. I just kind of got used to looking at the timeline, the audio, and you can kind of guess where people start talking and stuff like that. So now I come over here, and then automatically, through force of habit, save it. When you do a big project, there's a lot of stuff, I save it. Every couple of keystrokes, I save it. So now, you notice that the timeline is just about the same as far as the audio goes. So let's see how it sounds.
a little bit about the look that you want today.
Well, I work in a very professional industry, and I'm always interacting.
That's pretty close. So now what we can do is get rid of that. Close that one down. Now what I do so that nothing moves around during the show, so I'm going to go like this. I know that the it's not going to be a 3-minute intro. So I'm going to just go like this, and cut, and go like this, and now I can get rid of this because I know we're not going to do 3 minutes. And now nothing in here is going to move. You can't move it because you've got something cut there, so it's not going to move. So your sync,
I'm a realtor.
where you sync up their voice to what they're saying, that's not going to move. Now what I like to do is here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one out of the way. So every time we see there's a dip in the audio, me personally, that's where I cut it. So I do both of them at the same time, cut and cut. Now I look and see how much time that was a 4-minute segment. Okay, so you like to cut about every 4 or 5 seconds. Kind of keep the audience on their toes. And there we go. So we're going to cut that. Alright. Now we're going to see how far this actually goes. And we know that doesn't go that far. Right after the break. So this is the segment we're working with today. Okay. So now we can stretch this out a little bit so we can see what we're working with. We know that this is about every 4 or 5 seconds. So we're going to cut this and Control S for save so I don't have to go upstairs every time. Now, another dip in the conversation. Click, click, click. Okay, another dip. Click, click, click. Control S, save. Another dip. Click, click, click. Another dip. Click, click. And of course you can, if you're real anal about this, you can see where they're actually turning their head and they're looking at the camera and stuff like that. So you see why I save it so often. Because it crashes so often. And just about loaded in, there we go. So now we can continue our cutting. And save. And save. And save. And one more cut, and hopefully it won't crash. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go highlight all of this here and move this. Highlight all of this and move it on down, and we can get rid of all of this. So we don't need it because we're only going to be working with a 50-second clip. And there's more stuff out here. We want to get rid of that, whatever it is. So now we look down here. We still got more stuff up here. Get rid of this. So now you should have a 56-second clip. That's it. Nothing out here hanging around. Okay, we don't want that. And again, save. Okay, so now what we want to do is, here's our first camera angle. Here's our second camera angle. Now we have her. So the second camera angle, I'm going to get her out of the way. Gone. Every other clip I get out of the way. Gone. We've done a few keystrokes, so we're going to save that again. Come over here. And gone. So every other one. And gone. So now we come back here. Anybody there? We got her there. Now we come back here. Second angle. That's right here. That's her right there. Now what you can do if you want, you can do close up. Fantastic. Now the next thing, we got those folks there. You want it? Do a little close up on her. Third one, fourth one. That's this one over here. We can leave that normal size. It's got kind of, you don't want that in there, so we're going to move that up. crop that a little bit. Come over here. There should be some people there. And we can crop this a little bit. Whoop. And come over here. Move these people in. That one's okay. We can leave that full screen. Move this one in. Crop that. Save. This one we can crop a little bit. Zoom in. This one, move some people in. Crop this a little bit. And our last frame. And we'll crop this a little bit too. We might even do it tighter because we know she's the one that's going to be talking to do the outro. And now that's it. So save this. And we are going to produce it and see what we come up with. I have 1080. Come down here. Go next. Come down here. Makeup 331. And we're going to call this one Makeup 03 first. So we know that's our first run. And then come over here. We don't need that. I like to play it after it's done. We're going to finish. And we'll see you once it finishes. Okay, we're back. And this project has just completed itself. So what we do now is we want to save that because we might want to come back to it if we find out we screwed something up. We go new project. Okay, fair enough. Now we're going to import what we just shot. And so makeup 331. And that is right here, makeup 01 first. So we're going to import that. Now we are going to import the beginning of the show, her intro, and that is going to be right here from last week's show. That makes sense, right? Now we want some music, so come over here to music, come over here to CDs. Well, this Spyro Gyra, they've been out for a while. Let's say, here's a random song. Okay, so here's what we got going. We're going to pull this one in first because that's the beginning of the show, and of course I raised it up a little bit. Now I know that the intro is just a little bit too long, and so we're going to cut this out. Hey, cut it out. Get rid of that and throw him right over there. Then I'm going to go like this, and we're going to do what? We're going to save the project because you never know when it's going to crash. So we're going to go 331B. B. Because we might use that one again later on. I said B. Okay. And dash B. And save that project. Now we have our beginning. And that's this. Makeovers by Jessa. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Now we pull this right in here. Right next. And see how this looks and sounds.
Hi, you're watching Makeovers by Jessa. I'm Jessa Michelle.
Now we probably want to have a nice little transition in between there. I like this. We'll do a fade. Fade is nice. And now we want some titlings. So we come over here. We have all these basic titles and stuff like this. But let's see what we got here. Behind the Cloud. Well, it's a nice wavy, curvy kind of a thing. So we put this down here. Come over here. Bring this down here. Bring this down here. You double click on it and it's ready to go on what you're going to type, what you're going to write. So I automatically go for the black because it's going to stand out better. I automatically know that it's going to be 72. So we go like this. So we want a little italicized down there. Her name is Jessa Michelle. There you go. Now we go copy, go over here, we go paste. So now we don't have to recreate the wheel. Her name is Stephanie Lloyd. And you move that over there. So now we got our titling. Okay, fair enough. Now we want some musica. So we've already downloaded a little music. And that's this one here. Put this one right in here. Now I found, and that's just me, but the audio level is good at about 17. So we'll go 19 instead. Now we can pull it over there and it'll kind of overlap on the other music. And let's see what we got going here. And you can save it anytime and it's not going to stop it.
Hi, you're watching Makeovers by Jessa. I'm Jessa Michelle. Today I'm joined with Stephanie Lloyd. Stephanie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Jessa, I am a mother of 2, happily married. I'm a realtor here in San Diego. I specialize in buying and selling and also staging. And I'm very excited to be here today.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you too. What's your company called?
Lloyd Realty Group, and I'm located in Mission Valley, but...
There we go. Now she talked about Lloyd Realty Group. I had forgotten that she mentioned it, but since she did, then what we do, come over here, come down here, and makeup, and 331, and there is her logo, and that's going to be up here. We're going to pull that down here. Now we can move it off to the side. We can make it a little bit smaller as long as you can read it, and it'll be bigger on the big screen. Transitions, I like to glow it in there so it kind of comes right up on you. And since it's a black background, there's really no need to have the shadow, but if you wanted a shadow, you could come down here. You can do your drop shadow. You can colorize it if you want. Instead of it just being black and white, you could colorize it. You could put a border around it. You could remove a color. So if we removed white, let's see what it looks like if you removed the white and did the color. So you can do all that kind of stuff. The more you take out, so you can always play around. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do that. And we are not going to add a color. I'm just letting you know what your options are. That looks pretty nice. So let's see how it sounds. We're going to save it. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like this.
Lloyd Realty Group. And
as soon as she says it, I like to come up, like it to come up as soon as they mention it.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you too. What's your company called?
Lloyd Realty Group, and I'm located in Mission Valley, but I work all over the place.
Wow, great. That's awesome.
Make it a little bit bigger because it's not going to block her out. And come back to where the camera angle stopped. And here's what we got.
Your company called?
Lloyd Realty Group, and I'm located in Mission Valley, but I work all over the place.
Wow, great. That's awesome. And tell me a little bit about the look that you want today.
Well, I work in a very professional industry, and I'm always interacting with people of different ages and different jobs. So really I'm looking for a standard professional look that can kind of go anywhere. So I can maybe throw on a darker lipstick if I have an after hours work event, or I can be kind of subdued, during the day for meetings and that type of thing.
Perfect. We'll get that started for you right after the break.
All right, so we're going to stop that right there. And now we're going to throw in a commercial for this little project because, you got to have sponsors. So we're going to go to a show that I just did, and it has the sponsor that I want on the end of that video. And that's going to be right here. We're going to pull this down here. We're going to shrink this up so I can see what's going on. And it's right at the end. Ooh, you like pizza? Of course. So we're going to go click, 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 click. And now go click and done and gone. And bring this right in here. There is our sponsor. we're going to go like this. This is the end of the song. So we're going to click and get rid of that. Now we're going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see what we're dealing with. We're going to go like this. We're going to go to audio. We're going to scroll down a little bit. We're going to go fade out. Now this one here is our pizza commercial. So we're going to go like this. Raise this audio up. Raise this audio up. And we're going to put in a nice little transition. We're going to do a flip. That'll be nice. And then I know that it's going to say something about the hockey show.
Donnie and Brenda.
And we don't want that in there, so we're going to...
Bill Gall's radio show with her in an Imperial Beach. When it comes to pizza, nobody beats Filippi's.
And then he introduces the other show, which we don't want. And now, that seems to be about it. So we've got our intro, we've got our music, we've got our commercial, we've got our 2 camera lengths, we've got our graphics, we've got the woman's graphics, saved, produce, 1080p, next, where's it going to go? Makeup, 331, and we can call this makeup intro final, because we know we don't have to do anything like that anymore. So we're going to put the whole show together. Then I would just load that one and tie them all together. So now that we're processing, we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, and here is our finished product.
Hi, you're watching Makeovers by Jessa. I'm Jessa Michelle. Today I'm joined with Stephanie Lloyd. Stephanie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Jessa, I am a mother of 2, happily married. I'm a realtor here in San Diego. I specialize in buying and selling and also staging. And I'm very excited to be here today.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you too. What's your company called?
Lloyd Realty Group, and I'm located in Mission Valley, but I work all over the place.
Wow, great. That's awesome. And tell me a little bit about the look that you want today.
Well, I work in a very professional industry, and I'm always interacting with people of different ages and different jobs. So really I'm looking for a standard professional look that can kind of go anywhere. So I can maybe throw on a darker lipstick if I have an after hours work event, or I can be kind of subdued, during the day for meetings and that type of thing.
Perfect. We'll get that started for you right after the break.
When it comes to pizza, there's only one choice. When it comes to lasagna, there's only one choice. And when it comes to quality Italian food,
There's only one choice. So that is how you produce a short little video with graphics and 2 cameras and music and all that kind of stuff. So if you enjoyed the video, fantastic. If not, that's okay too. Okay, bye-bye.